I think, a big part of the Indian culture is food. And rice plays that role where you're giving abundance. You'll never see a small bowl of food or rice. There's always going to be a generosity there, an abundant supply of food. And if somebody's coming to visit, you're welcoming them with the food. If you look at in India, you'll see that they also refer to the rice of being pure. And in weddings, they do the same, they give a lot of rice. It's much more meaningful than people realize, the role that rice plays in culture. Because I went to hotel school and studied the hospitality side or the management side, so I kind of like the French cooking and love cooking, but when I started taking it seriously would probably be when I met my husband, when I started cooking more Indian food, and I'd literally go call my mother and get all the recipes. I think in most cultures, food brings people together, and it's that common denominator in all our cultures where we're going to share. And you'll see in a lot of, especially in my culture, you bring food, you put on the table, and it's family eating. So you're sharing bits of vegetarian salad, and it's bringing people together, talking about it, and talking about everyday life. So I think it's just connecting. The older folk, they just know by how the pot is sizzling away, what the lamb looks like, that it's ready, even the rice. So they wouldn't measure like I would measure the rice and put, rice to water. They're not going to do that, they're going to feel it. Feel it or hear it or see it and watch what's happening. So yeah, it's a different way and different times of cooking. For me, basmati rice holds together the sauce or the spices. It kind of clings to it. So it's the best rice that you want to use for Indian food. For example, if you cook rice in a room and you close the doors and you walk in, and you'll smell that it's like a nutty fragrance that you'll smell from the rice. So all of that it's very good for Indian food. And I'm putting 2 to 3 small sprigs of cinnamon and bay leaves too. And this is star anise, which I'll put 4 star anise, whole spices. This is just ginger and garlic crushed. So I think that's one of the tricks for my biryani, is not to add a lot of liquid unless you really need it. I think well-cooked basmati rice has a fragrant aroma. And that's what basmati means in Hindi. So it means fragrant. And also it adds to that the nuttiness. Cooking methods is the best way to get it right. You have to soak it, number one. You have to soak it, get it loosened and get that starch out and wash it. And then it gets that aroma of basmati rice. I think it all depends how you've grown up. And in my culture, yes. To this day, my mother still eats with her hands. A lot of people in South Interpol will eat with their hands. Even I do when I go home, just to feel like you're, back home. And I think it's just easier and something that maybe it relates to growing up. And you get to eat the food with your hand. I know to other cultures it might seem very weird, but it's very common in the Indian culture to eat with your hand. My mother's dish, I try my best to replicate it. And I think hers is probably better than mine. But everyone's evolves, you have to feel it. I don't know if it makes sense, but you have to feel. For example, you have to feel the spices, and you've got to feel when it's ready to put the next step, when I'm going to put the turmeric, when I'm going to put the chili powder, if you don't want to use chili powder, you can use masala, but you've got to feel it. And I think over time, if you're cooking biryani and you feel love, or if you're cooking any dish, Indian dish, you'll come up with your own way of doing it. I can't think of my life without rice. I need rice to make biryani. This one is a monster, eh?
There we go.